Belgium, a country in the heart of Europe. It produces good footballers, chocolate, waffles, the Smurf, Tintin and good beer. The beer is so good that one of my friends has a tattoo on his leg, and you think that'd be his wife, but no, the beer comes first. Now why do I start going on about Belgium? Well, it produced one other magical beauty from its mystical land, and that is the YouTuber Zwiggo. Remember the almighty 12-pack, and no doubt the most successful out of the bunch of us. He has done a fantastic job and his videos are absolutely brilliant, and he releases challenge videos very regularly. Now with his current series, he's been seeing how fast he can complete each generation of Pokemon games with the respected legendaries, whereas I've just started doing the same but at the lowest level. I decided to throw the gauntlet down and said, well, let's see how good you really are and let's have a race. Not one to run away from an Englishman, Zwiggo accepted my challenge and it was agreed that we would go with Latias and Latios being our tools of war and Pokemon Platinum being the battlefield. Now for those who have come from Zwiggo's video first to see if he's beaten me, welcome and welcome. And to my HA Council who have started with me first, make sure you go check out Zwiggo's side of the race after you watch my side of it and give the man a sub. Also leave him a like and a comment, it really does help with the YouTube gods. Now let's set the scene. We first had to decide who picked which one of the Dragon Brethren, as they do have different stats and slightly different move pools. Zwiggo came up with a great idea. Well, you wear a red jacket and I'm blue. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, this is the science of Pokemon. So with that, I am armed with Latias. We agreed to follow his rules of no items in battle apart from held, no glitches, and I added in the stipulation of no save states or saving by a gym leader. This is to make it more fluent and probably gives him an advantage as he has done this a few times so knows where all the trainers are. The interesting side will be if you lose to a gym leader, because if you lose your dragon it is back to the Pokemon Center you go, but you're also going to have to knock out all the slaves in your party, which is going to waste even more time. So before we start, let's just look at my weapon of mass destruction. Latias has a solid typing and dragon and psychic and is known as a solid VGC Pokemon. This is because it has a solid defensive stats and pretty decent special attacking stats. However, when it comes to speedruns, the attack stat is the most important factor, and guess what? Latios is a much higher special attack than Latias. Now let's look at the moves. Oh wow. Wow, I've really got not anything to play with. This may not be as fun as I thought it was going to be. Psywave is not a good move, and I will get onto that later, and I don't get anything decent until level 20 in Dragon Breath. I call myself HBT and call my rival Zwiggo. I really hope I was his rival on his side of the challenge, otherwise I'm going to start boycotting Stella Artois. I go meet Zwiggo, who starts threatening me with a huge amount of money if I don't do what he says. Sorry, are you the European Union? I'm British. I don't owe you anything anymore. Oh god, can't we come back? We made a mistake. Please forgive us for our Brexit sins. I watch Zwiggo try to run through the grass and without a Pokemon, and he gets stopped by Professor Rowan. Like, honestly, I just let him go. I'm sure all those wild Bidoofs will surely just try and kill him and lick his bones dry. But to be honest, I can't imagine all wild Pokemon being savages who want nothing more than children's meat. Rowan now offers me the chance to take a free Pokemon, so I pick up the random legendary, somehow obtained, and Zwiggo is demanding to fight, so we say the magic words.
It's time to do.
He has a Pip-Plop who I just sigh away till it's dead. Now after I have a chat with my mum, who probably scolds me for using a legendary Pokemon so casually, I check its nature. Not what I need. Oh well, time to start again. As I pointed out earlier, Latias is already behind its brother by 20 special attack points, and I need to make up for this, so I need to start off with a modest nature. Now to do this fairly, I'm not using a save state before I pick up Latias. No. I'm resetting the story each time until I get a modest nature, and believe me, this took a long time. Honestly, thank God for the state of origin. Look, it's a rugby league tri-series held between New South Wales and Queensland for those who wondered what it was. Basically, it was a chance for me to sit in front of the TV with a beer and shout and let my troubles just fade away. Now going back to the game, now for those who don't know, certain natures mean you get a boost in one stat in a trade-off for a decrease in another. In the case of modest, I'm gaining an increase in special attack but a decrease in attack. Now the reason for this, I do not need the attack stat and I'm going to be focusing on a special attack build. Well, you have to surely. Latias' attack is piss poor, whereas special attack is pretty decent. After a lot of resetting, I can't stress this enough, I finally get my modest Latias and Zwiggo demands we should go catch a legendary Pokemon, as if one wasn't enough. Here we find Cyrus chatting absolute bollocks to himself but politely asks us to move out the way. Then, due to the fact that Zwiggo is a tight arse, he says we need to go back to Rowan to get some Pokeballs. On my way there, I meet the holy god that is Bidoof and barely survive the encounter. Seriously, I think had he got an attack in, poor Latias and even my own fingertips would have been obliterated. I arrive in Sanjim Town to meet the professor, who says I look pretty good with my Pokemon and I should call her a nickname. I was really struggling with the nickname and time was of the essence, so I called it a nice fluffy name, Drogon. I get given the Pokedex from Rowan and I take a useless tour of the town by dawn before getting shouted at to go see my mum. See, I've wasted precious time here by not remembering the fact I need to go straight back home, and I feel if Zwiggo is going to beat me, it's because of stupidity like this. So after saying goodbye to Mummy Dearest and getting a parcel for Zwiggo, I finally head off on my adventure. Oh wait no, Dawn wants me to teach me how to catch god Pokemon. I understand what you're doing, woman. You can't catch a god. You're going to be chased down to the end of the time, you heathen. With me now free to my own devices, I start going off to kill the local wildlife. Now, unlike my videos where I try and skip the battles and encounters, I need experience, and this is especially the case during the first gym leader. I teach Drogon Return simply because I need something else apart from piss poor Psywave to help me get through the early battles. God, I think I'd rather be on with Tackle. Okay, that's a lie. Return on most Pokemon can be a very good move, as his attack power is based around your Pokemon's friendship level. The problem is, as I mentioned earlier, I have a modest nature, so I'm never going to get the best out of this move. I arrive in Jubilife City and meet the shittest police officer I've ever seen in the form of Looker. The anime makes him look somewhat competent, but not in the games. To be honest, I'd rather give him the name Pervert, but I think Game Freak would probably step in at that point. I give Zwiggo his map and he pisses off and I have to start looking around the city for clowns. Surely there is no way this will be allowed this day and age. Hey kids, I want you to go around the city, unsupervised, and go meet strange men you don't know to go pick up a coupon. Health and safety would surely be having a field day. Well, I think child protection would actually. Surely over the last few years, hasn't It and Joker not taught us that clowns can't be trusted? I head east on Route 203 and bump into Zwiggo and he wants a battle. Time to see what the little squirt has actually been up to since last time. Zwiggo starts with Starly, a lazy attempt at a pigeon. Well, nah, I suppose the actual war goes to Pidove. As we see, Psywave does not do a lot of damage and it actually takes 4 of them and a return to finish it. His last Pokemon is his starter Pokemon Piplup, so I use Wish to recover myself to make sure that I can carry on. I start Psywaving, but thankfully due to its rubbish pound, I'm in a safe position to wipe out the penguin. Now go off and annoy someone else. Like honestly, if there was a Pokemon Barrier Edition, like that is his real name, it would surely be wiped off the face of the earth and straight into the bargain bin. Okay, that makes no sense. If it was wiped off the face of the earth, how can it be in a bargain bin? Look, screw it. No one clicked on this video hoping to find a video that actually makes sense. I then fight against a Machop and use Psywave and notice it's not doing super effective damage against it. Now I know I'm an old man, but Psychic is strong against fighting types. Well, yes, it normally is, but not in Psywave's case. Just give me a bit longer and I will go into how useless this move actually is. I head into Mount Cornet for the first time with spoon-fed HM06 for Rock Smash. I can't use it outside of battle yet until I beat the gym leader. The first gym leader is found at Orberg City, but I'm informed that he's at the mines, which means there's actually no one to battle. Before I go after the gym leader, I head north to go play around in Route 207 to get my levels up and keep hoping that I fight Ponytars because they give pretty decent experience and speed EV. Now that I've got the chance, I'll explain how rubbish Psywave is. Psywave is a ranged damage move that is based around your level. The damage can range from either half to 1.5 times your level. Now given an example, a Pokemon at level 10 would mean that the damage would range from 5 to 15. But this means I cannot accurately rely on it to be a consistent damage stream, and it's based on luck. I do have Return as a move, but this is not going to be doing a great deal of damage either, especially against the Rock Gym. The magic number I need to hit is level 20 to get Dragon Breath, but I can't grind until then as it'll take way too much time, and I can't afford to waste time when I need to be cracking on. Remember, this is a race first and foremost, so I cannot let Zwiggo win. For grinding purposes, this is going to be the longest period because Rockman, because I can't pronounce his name properly, was not going to be easy at all. If I had a starter Pokemon, even Chimchar, then this battle would be a lot easier. After a long time, I mean like a stupid long time, we get ourselves level 14 and I felt this was going to be enough to get the job done. So I went down to get Rockman out of the mine, although to be fair, I should have just left him there. The guy's clearly at work, I can wait until later. Whilst I was not worried so much about the Onix and Geodude, his Cranidos has Pursuit, which is super effective against Latios, plus throw in the Dino's high attack and it will hit me like a truck. I get myself ready and head into battle. Rockman starts with Geodude and I need to wipe it out quick to keep as much HP as possible. I can only use Psywave and the first one does a chunk. Rockman uses a potion to heal up, but the Psywave doesn't do as much as I wanted it to second time round. Third time does nothing and it actually takes a fourth to finish it. I then hit level 15 and learn Safeguarding, which is key. Well, not yet, but it will be later. Next is Cranidos, and here we go, the one I was worried about, his ace. Psywave does over a third, and then his pursuit does about 12 damage. I nearly get it into KO range, but then Rockman used another potion, the cheeky git. Thankfully 2 more Psywaves does get the job done, and I go into Onyx with 19 HP remaining. I hit it with the Psywave and do half health, and it misses the rock throw, which is very handy. I use Psywave once again, and my luck is in, it goes down. My word, I was happy that was done, as I was worried this could be a real banana skin. I checked my time and I was on 57 minutes. The grinding did not help the time at all, and I really hope that I'm ahead of Zwiggo, although he too will be relying on Psywave as well, so I imagine it's not going to be fun for him either. I leave the gym to head back to Jubilife City and take a quick detour to pick up a big pearl. I'm being very nice to my wife because she loves pearl necklaces, so I'm off to find as many as I possibly can. I also go pick up a Psyduck to be my water slave for the run ahead. I arrive back in Jubilife City to witness Rowan laying the verbal smackdown to 2 grunts, and I team up with Dawn to face the obligatory dark Pokemon of this game. Psywave won't work due to their typing, so I have to rely on return, but it wasn't really much of an issue. My adventure takes me north through the Ravage path, and I can now smash the rocks that are blocking my way whilst trying to get my levels up to hit the magic level 20. I scoot through Flora Town, head to the Valley Windworks, and get an actual smart grunt who locks himself in. I go battle the other 2 grunts who, shock horror, drop the fucking key. Like, why does everyone in this sort of game drop the key? Why can't my Pokemon just beat it out of them? Like, why'd they have to drop a key? Imagine if they didn't drop a key. Maybe the writers would have to use their brain for once. With a key in hand, I head to the Windworks and go rescue little girl's Pokemon and meet our first commander, Mars. She starts with Zubat and I use return, but I can't finish it and the bastard uses Toxic on me. Next is Perugly, which is not good. First because it's quite bulky, and next because it's a dark type. It uses Fake Out, which is a pain because the toxic damage just keeps building, and I ended up dying the next turn. And here comes the main problem. My slaves need to pass out now, which is just wasting my time, and I'm not allowed to use save dates if you can remember. Going into this fight, I always know that Batman's going to use Toxic, but luckily for me, I have Safeguard to stop that from happening. See, I told you it was key. I fight the bat again, but use a mixture of Safeguard and Wish to get me into a good position before Perugly, but more importantly, not poisoned. I end up fighting the fat cat in full health. It uses Feint Attack, and whilst it's a pain, it's not doing as much as my return, and I'm able to win the match with 2 HP remaining. I then again meet the worst policeman ever, who tells me to go to their base in Eternia City. Oh well, looks like I can go in there then. And hang on, if there's a base there, what have you not done anything about it? You know, there's not the Legion of Doom or anything. Go send your bloody police corps to sort it out. Whilst on the way, I finally got to level 20 and learned Dragon Breath, which is a stab move and has a chance of paralysing the opponent. However, even with this, it does not mean the game is easy, and I still need to make sure my level is kept to keep up with the minimum of the potential threats. Dragon Breath is only a base 60 move, and there are much better moves out there, and it'll be a long time until I get access to Superior Dragon Pulse, like before the Elite Four, that sort of time. I arrive in the Eternian Forest and team up with Cheryl, which I didn't ask for, but whatever. Like, if you were Cheryl Cole, I would probably agree to this. With her healing my Pokemon between each battle, I need to try and get through this as quick as possible, as double battles are slow and Chansey's not going to be wiping out anyone for me. If I had a spread move like Surf at this point, I'd probably grind here, but look, it is what it is. Once through the forest, I get to Eternia City and go straight for the gym, which was hoping would be a breeze due to Drogon resisting grass moves. I complete the amazing clock task, which just seems like a stupid waste of money if you ask me. Like, who's that meant to be impressing? Look, Mum, I made a big clock to direct people to the next trainer. Just use a freaking door. I start against Gardenia, who starts with Turtwig, and I use Dragon Breath, and it decides to use Reflect, which is a fantastic waste of its time, as that only buffs against physical attacks. One more breath and it does go down. Next was Sharum, who is hiding behind a cloak, you dirty bastard. It uses Magical Leaf, which doesn't do much due to the typing, and it falls. I finally go against Roserade, who tries using grass moves which do absolutely nothing. I had to use Safeguard to protect me from Stun Spore, and after a few more breaths it goes down. One of the easier battles I think I'll be facing, and for my troubles I received Graph Knot, but I don't know if I'm going to be using it or it's even going to be useful. Healing up, I go outside and meet Zwiggo, who says let's go look at a statue, where we meet Cyrus yet again, who is honestly getting a bit too excited looking at that statue. I wouldn't mind that in my garden, to be honest. It would look pretty cool. Palkia just looking there all buff and beautiful. On the way back, I'm gifted Cut from Cynthia. Look, another free HM. She doesn't really know me, but she's going to give me free stuff. Pokemon logic. I had to go back into the forest to get a Pokemon to use Cut, which again just wasted more time. I then entered the Galactic building to meet the worst spy in the world. Yes, look her. He got out of his clothes and revealed himself to everyone, and by revealed I do not mean he showed his. Personally, I have just walked in, so I don't think they really care if you've snuck in dressed up as them. And look, I make my way to the top and go fight Commander Jupiter, who follows the same kind of Pokemon as Mars, but remember, this time I have Dragon Breath in hand. Zubat goes down in one, and she sends out Skunk Tank, and I manage to paralyze it using Dragon Breath. The Skunk uses Night Slash, and woof, one more hit from that and I'm done. I try and use another Dragon Breath, but it doesn't kill it, but I get very lucky with the paralysis, and otherwise I was done. I use another Dragon Breath and it does get the win. This is a lucky break that I really needed if I was going to do this. For my prize I get an offer and go pick up the bike so I can ride down the cycling path. I then get an offer to have a Pokemon egg. Look, I don't want to take the thing, but obviously you're just giving me a freebie. Obviously your Togetic is bred and you want to get rid of the eggs. Why can I never get rid of my eggs or just put them in curries? Do eggs go in curries? Look, I've had a lot of curry and I can't think of many that have eggs in it. I head down the bike path to start dodging all the cyclists, which I fail at massively, but Dragon Breath is able to clean house quite easily. I keep heading south and I picked up a rare candy. Luckily I know where a lot of these are and I'm going to need them all because it will help reduce the need for grinding, which will just waste so much time. Dawn makes us play the weirdest pick a hand game and gives me 2 useless prizes. Why bother? Again, I don't want them and I'd rather bin them. You're just wasting my time, Dawn. Let me go and be free. After going east, I eventually land in Hearthome City and head to the contest hall to meet my mom, who gives me a tuxedo. Like, why can't I play the rest of the game in this tuxedo? I'd be looking like James Bond Jr. Hang on, does anyone actually remember that cartoon? Oh, it's a 90s TV at its best. I then have to go tell another gym leader to get their arse to the gym. However, it was one that I was not looking forward to be facing at all. The gym itself is amazing and I love it, going in the dark with my little torch trying to get to the right symbol. I don't know why, but I really like it and it was a great lot of fun to do and very different from what had come before. By judging by the level of the gym grunts were, makes me think I'm not a high enough level to do this, so I leave for a bit and come back to Fatina at level 27. It is a battle I have to make sure I win in one because of me having a packed party, and I will lose a hell of a lot of time by knocking them out and going through the gym again just to rebattle her. Fatina starts with Duskull, who I'm not really worried about, but I know it can burn me, so I use Safeguard just to be safe. I get hit with 2 Shadow Sneaks before finishing off with 1 Dragon Breath. I had also used a Wish previously, which was able to heal me back up. Miss Maggie, whatever that thing's called, I can never pronounce it, came out and this is what I was worried about. Dragon Breath does about a third, but it hits me with a Shadow Ball. It does nearly half. I attack it again and whoopee, get a critical hit. Haunter is next and it uses a Sucker Punch, but I hold on. I hit it with Dragon Breath, but then it doesn't use a second Sucker Punch, and I'm faster than it, which nets me the win. For winning, I pick up the Shadow Claw, which is useless. Well, I don't really have claws, really. I head east again to meet with Zwiggo, who I forgot was there, so my dragon was not fully healed. He starts with Staravia, and I have to use Wish straight away. Thankfully, he doesn't kill me, and I hit him with a Dragon Breath to paralyze him, and the Wish then comes true. I use a Return to get rid of it. Ponyta trots in, and it takes 2 Dragon Breaths to fall. Third is Primplup, and it does about half damage, and with another one to finish. It will be more of a threat next time, or at some point. Roselia is the final Pokemon, and 2 Dragon Breaths is all I need to do the job. Zwiggo then tells me to go to Slosian Town. Oh, that's where I've got to go then, obviously. How about we go together and actually work together and be a sensible pairing where we can get through our challenges together? No? Okay, you go off like a moron. After a few more battles, including a false god, I arrive in Slosian Town and once again meet up with Zwiggo. He wants to show me the HM he's just obtained. Maybe instead of running off, why don't you let me use it for one of my Pokemon, you cheapskate? And because of Zwiggo being a minge bag, I have to go to the ruins to get the HM for Defog myself. Zwiggo really is trying to screw me over on this run. However, the nugget was quite handy to pick up as I need as much money as possible to keep buying repels. Now I'm in a position to head north and I have to fight a hell of a lot of trainers. I'm in a weird position of do I fight them or do I not? I know I need to speed because I'm in a race, but at the same time I need levels because Latias' moveset is not great. Plus I can't really EV train because it'll waste so much time. I keep playing this dangerous game in my head and base my decisions on the Pokemon that I see other trainers using around me. I arrive at Veilstone City and waste time speaking with Dawn and crash at Wake before going into the most nonsensical gym I've ever seen. Like, how does anyone actually work out in this place? Before we get to Gym Leader, I do learn Shadow Claw and drop Safeguard. It's a physical move, so it's not going to do a great deal of damage, but it does give me some coverage. Maylene sends out a Meditite, and as usual I do Dragon Breath the thing, but it doesn't go down in one and returns fire with a Rock Tomb, which is a pain as it drops my speed, but I'm still fast enough to finish it. Machoke is out next, so I use another Dragon Breath and it does over half. It also uses Rock Tomb, which again is not good, but I'm able to finish it. Finally is the Lucario, and I know Dragon Breath won't do that much damage due to its steel typing. I get lucky with the paralysis, which means I can use Wish to get my health back. The Lucario gets me down to 8 HP before the Wish has come true. This means it's come down to me needing 1 final hit, and it needing 1 final hit. Maylene decides not to use a potion, and I can finish it off. I was really worried it had Sucker Punch, which I'm sure it does, I might need to check on that, and this is why I thought this was going to be a bitch, as Sucker Punch onto our Latias will do absolutely critical damage. I leave the gym and Dawn tells me she's dropped a Pokedex, so I need to get it off the Galactic goons, which is honestly very easily. Looker comes out and as usual is just bugger all, but he does tell me there's a HM for Fly over there, but then just leaves it on the floor and tells me to pick it up. Wow. That is pretty fucking shocking. Every other person has given me a HM, but you actually want me to go pick it up. Do you want to see me bend over, you sick bastard? It is now time to head south, and while doing so I hit level 35 and learn the almighty Mist Ball. Now this is a pretty good psychic move and gives me a lot more potential to kill. I do some dodging in the mazy grass, past the lakefront and arrive in Pastoria City, where I head straight for the gym, but Zwiggo wants another battle. He starts with Staravia and I use Dragon Breath to paralyse the thing, which is an easy KO. Ponyta is out next and it takes 2 quick breaths for it to go swat. Prinlup has not yet evolved, but thank God, and it goes down with 2 Mist Balls. Finally is Roselia, which goes down in 1 Mist Ball. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and I go on, for now. I fly back to Veilstone City and use all my money to buy some vitamins to boost my special attack as best I can. This is probably going to be the best I can do to manipulate my EVs during this run. I then do one more errand and start picking up rare candies from other locations, such as the old chateau. I play around in the world's weirdest pool, and this is surely a health hazard, like imagine if you're swimming and it suddenly drains on you. It's time for Crash Awake, and I won't lie, this guy's really cool. I just love his design. I actually put up with this as one of my favourite gym battles. He starts with the mighty Water Onyx. Man, I wish I had an electric move at this point. I use a Mist Ball, and it does over half damage, and it uses Bite. Luckily, one more Mist Ball and it's gone. Floatzel is nearly taken out in 1, but then it uses Crunch and I'm nearly dead. A Dragon Breath is able to see it off though. I feel blessed by Bidoof that I'm faster for this one. Finally, it is Quagsire and I paralyse it, but it does use Rock Tomb to lower my speed, which as we know is not good. I go for it and thankfully I'm still faster and I can finish the job. Any critical hits in that battle and I was absolutely screwed. I leave the gate with a new master-student duo tell me to, oh wait, boom boom! Well, that was unexpected. And the grunt openly tells me that he's the terrorist. Look, I don't think a lot of terrorists go around saying, it was me, I did it. I go on the worst game of Chase the Terrorist. Even Looker is doing absolutely nothing. Get the SWAT team here, you idiot. Eventually, I did fight him, and he's very easy to defeat. Although, screw fighting his Pokemon. Fight him, kill him! Kill him, for God's sake! He runs off, and Cynthia arrives just to let him walk past. Some hero of the land you are. She tells me to go cure some Psyducks of a headache. Oh, so now I'm a Nurse Joy. I then go do something that she can do and get told to go to Celeste Town to drop off a pendant, because now I'm a FedEx or a Royal Mail or some other postal courier service or a menu log. Please sponsor me, menu log, I like free pizzas. I go play in the fog, but the important thing during this section is picking up this, the TM30 for Shadow Ball. Now this is a pretty decent move, which is a lot better than Shadow Claw due to my build. Now I was praying to get this move earlier on, but now I have a decent move behind me, and honestly I so wish I had this earlier on. It would have made the game a lot easier. I arrive in the town and fight the grunt in front of the cave, and then meet Cynthia's grandmother, who in return for giving the pendant I get a history lesson of the Lake Guardians. Cyrus then pops up to have a moan and threatens to destroy the cave. Okay mate, I don't know what the cave's done to you. He starts with Sneasel and I hit it with Dragon Breath, but it doesn't kill and it uses Screech. I do however manage to finish it off next turn. Murkrow is next and I manage to paralyse his bird and he uses a feint attack which does nearly kill me, but I hang on to get the job done. Finally it's Golbat and it goes down in 1. Cyrus does one and the old nana gives me Surf, which I'm going to need later on. I meet Cynthia again, who is as usual late. Hang on, why am I dropping off this pendant when you just rock up minutes behind me? With Surf in hand, I can now pick up some of the rare candies and then head west to Canalave City. It is now time for the pain in the arse battle against Zwiggo. His Pigeon is now evolved to its final form. I nearly kill it with a Mist Ball, but it uses Double Team, which actually does nothing because it goes down next turn to Dragon Breath. Heracross is out next and it's sent down in 1 Mist Ball. Rapidash is now here and I have Surf to get rid of it. Oh yeah, I taught Latias Surf. Sorry, missed that bit. Now it's Empoleon and my moves won't really hurt it due to its steel typing. Good thing he barely does any damage against me either. After some messing around, I do finish it off. Finally it's Roserade and I ran out of Mist Balls, so I have to finish off with 2 Dragon Breaths. I go to the gym and this is why Surf is absolutely key because it makes mincemeat of all the lackeys in the gym. I hope Zwiggo has not figured this out either because I know Latios learns it as well. By the time I get to the gym leader Byron, I'm now level 46 and I felt this was going to be very easy. Magneton is first, so I Surf it and it goes down in 1 critical hit. Next is the Mighty Steelix and it goes down 1 as well. Finally Bastadoon comes out and it does hold on and uses Iron Defense, which is a waste of time, and I take out the badge. If you're all thinking it's going to remain easy, trust me, it won't. I leave the gym and get told I have to go to the Iron Island when I have to meet up with Riley to pick up strength. Thank God you haven't got to do his whole quest line because it'll be a waste of my time. Although once again, I'm giving a HM by a random stranger and don't do anything to earn it. Take note, Looker. We jump back on the ship and go to the library and meet Professor, who starts explaining the legend of the Guardians to the children when another bomb goes off. He then demands we go to inspect each lake to find out what's going on. How about send the motherfucking army instead of a child who's barely hit puberty? Like, how socially irresponsible are you? Like, I'm what, 12? Pathetic! But I ignore all my senses and go to the lakes to see a bunch of soon-to-be-dead Magikarps. I go into the cave and have to fight Commander Saturn. His Golbat goes down with one mist ball, Bronzor is next and takes 2 surfs to get rid of it, and finally it's Toxicroak, which does have feint attack, but it can't kill me, so I kill it in return, and Saturn just buggers off. I then head off to Lake Verity and get told by Rowan to go save Dawn, who's just had her arse handed to her. I'm a lot stronger than when I faced Mars the first time, and her Golbat goes down in one mist ball. Perugly, the main concern, survives a surf, but it can't finish me with a feint attack, and I do remove it with another surf. Finally, she uses Bronzor, and I use a surf, which can't finish it, but it can't finish me, and I can finish it. Yeah, that was a bit boring, sorry everyone. I have to go to the final lake to go help save the day, I mean Zwiggo. I head back to Mount Cornet again, and go pick up some more rare candies and head north to start playing in the snow. Here I find another rare candy, which I never knew was there previously, and we arrive at the lakefront to see Zwiggo, and rather him send a Pokemon down to come get me, no, the silly bellend goes in on his own. I go pick up another rare candy, and it's time for the gym leader, because clearly that is more important than saving the Pokemon world. I dodge through all the trainers and the ice balls to get to Candace. Now I was worried about this match because of the obvious thing. She has ice Pokemon, and I'm a dragon. It's like trying to get a cat in the bath. She starts with Sneasel and I hit with Dragon Breath. It throws Feint Attack back at me and Dragon Breath finishes it. Frostlass comes out and I use a Shadow Ball to get rid of it in one. Pursuing comes out and I use a Surf and it goes down in one as well. Finally is a Bomb the Slow, which is an absolute monster. I use Dragon Breath and it does about half damage, but oddly it uses Water Pulse. I'm sure Blizzard would have finished me, well it probably would have, and it would have hit because I was in a snowstorm. This pathetic battle with Candace comes to an end, and that's 7 badges done. I can now go and help Zwiggo at the lakefront, and surprise surprise, he's lost. Maybe if you helped me get back up, I could have helped you win, and we could have stopped the evil plan going ahead. But no, you want to be the big boy and be the hero, you wanker. So now I have to go back to Veilstone City, and finally Looker does something useful and gives me the storage key, which allows me to sneak into the back door and start taking on Team Galactic. We watch Cyrus's somewhat Hitler-esque speech, and Looker comments that he's amazing and he's only 27. Really? 27? Look, I'm 33 and I look way more youthful than that. He looks like he should be in his mid-40s or something. We then crack through a few more battles and make our way to meet the magic 27-year-old in person. Like, I want to see that ID fella. He starts off with a Sneasel, so I hit it with Dragon Breath and it uses Slash, thank God. Another Dragon Breath sees it off. Next is Honchkrow and I breath it and paralyze it to get me a free turn. I breath it again and once again get lucky with that paralysis. Cyrus then uses a full restore, but it does not matter as I'm free to clean up. Finally is his Crobat, who is faster and uses Supersonic, and I break through and a critical Mist Ball is able to get the win, but I don't really think that would have made a difference. Cyrus then tells me that all emotions are wasteful and he gives me the Master Ball. Okay, cheers. He then says he does not make Pokemon his friends. You have a sodding Crobat. How does Crobat evolve? Through friendship. So you, sir...
You're talking bullshit.
Finally, he just tells me to let the Lake Trio go. Look at this guy. First he gives me Master Ball, then he tells me the Pokemon that could potentially wreck his plan, just let him go. The confidence is oozing out of his pores. Saturn, however, is not very welcoming of this decision and I have to fight him first. His Golbat poses absolutely no threat and goes down in one. Bronzor is just a tank but takes 2 Shadow Balls and finally it's Toxicroak, who is as hard hitting as it is, but he goes down in one. Finally I hit the button and set the trio free. That was easy. Saturn then has the balls to tell me what the great plan was, which is just awful. However, I now know where I need to go, and it's off to Mount Cornet again. I meet Looker, who recognises that he cannot do the task, and it's up to me. Seriously, when have you actually done anything? Like, what have you done apart from this entire game, apart from being a flash in a trench coat? Either way, we make it to the top of the mountain, level 56, and we have the door battle with Mars and Jupiter, but we team up with Zwiggo. God damn it, Zwiggo, why are your Pokemon so dreadful? I decide I don't need Munchlax's help, and we just use Surf. It takes 3 Surfs to get rid of the 2 Bronzor and the Munchlax. Golbat and Skuntank are next out, and I go after the Skuntank, and the critical Dragon Breath gets rid of it. Rapidesh's Fire Blast does, oh my god, nothing at all. The next Golbat comes out, and I Dragon Breath it because I ran out of Mist Balls. The move only has 5 PP. I take out 1 Golbat, whereas the Rapidash takes out the second. Perugly is last, and I don't really have much health left, and I can't kill it in one, but thankfully it goes after Rapidash instead of Drogon. This means the next turn I'm able to clear house and get the win. I then bask in the glory that is Cyrus using the red chains to attempt this new world by summoning Dialga and Palkia to the mortal realm. Cyrus is now ready to create a whole new world, one where he removes all the problems of the past. However, the late Guardian trio come around to put a stop to this. Now, I've never thought about this, but what type of world does he actually want? How would resetting the world help? Look, I've always had this thought that unfortunately humans will make the same mistakes time and time again due to the fact that we are territorial beings in nature. But Cyrus, you do you. In the meantime, Giratina turns up to basically stop all these plans and attempt to bring a really dark element to the story. I go into the dark void world thingy, and honestly, it's like just pissed me off. I hate this place. The fact they made this a selling point of platinum just annoys me as well. I go upside down, play with some rocks, and then we reach Cynthia and Cyrus once more. I'm not sure if I can actually beat Cyrus because of his dark Pokemon are going to hit me like a truck, and I haven't really got a good counter to them at all. He starts with Houndoom, which I know I can wipe out in one surf, which the Houndoom does oblige. Next is a Weavile, which is not good. I use Dragon Breath and it does about half damage, and then it hits me with Ice Punch and it takes well over half. I use Dragon Breath again, doesn't do enough in finishing off, and he's able to use a Slash and bye bye goes Drogon. This is the worst possible outcome for a race. Why? Because now I have to let all my slaves die, and then I'm going to be going to the outside of the void again. I realise that I'm going to be struggling at my current level because there's still a Honchkrow and the Crobat to go. So I go out and look for even more red candies to help boost my level. Like a famous supermarket says, every little helps. When I feel ready, well, about level 60, I go back again and have to go through all the maze stuff again, but this is wasting so much time. I wanted to smash the Dialga time that Zwiggo had set, but I don't think there's any chance of this happening. I meet with Cyrus again, and I still feel that I'm just going to need luck. Although Cynthia, their champion, who is stronger than me, is just sitting there. Why have you not wiped it out? Why don't we team up? Who's the adult here? The Houndoom still goes down with one surf, Weavile is out first, and the Dragon Breath this time gets a critical. Thank you, Bidoof. Honchkrow flies in, I do over half, but so does its Night Slash. I do get rid of it, but I'm on shaky ground. I'm now faster than Crobat, which means I can take it out of one with the Mist Ball. Finally, he sends out Gyarados, and I hit it with Dragon Breath, which does less than half, and it hits me with Ice Fang. I survive and use a Mist Ball, which is able to get the win. It sounds really silly, but those 3 levels really help. We now meet with Giratina, who's in its badass form, and I don't waste any time and I throw a Master Ball at it to make the devil of all Pokemon my little bitch. Cyrus is shocked that the world is somehow not eating itself, and all the negative emotions he has wanted to get rid of still exist and he wants them gone. So basically, mate, it sounds like you want to partake in a drug which is legal in some places and not in others. It's green, has a very distinct aroma, and probably looks a bit like the green version of the Canadian flag. So I've saved the world, and in return, I've gained nothing but this headache. But with the world saved, my quest is not over. Far from it. I'm now able to head east from the lakefront to arrive in Sunnyshore's City, where we meet the Elite Four member Flint, who asked me to go spark up his old mate, Minato from Naruto. I visit him at the lighthouse, and somehow I give him the drive to go one more battle before taking on the Elite Four himself. I go play with the gears, which surely again looks like a health and safety nightmare, to face the big man with a time of 5 minutes and 54. Not too bad. However, I don't think I can breeze through the last bits of the game, which I'd really love to do. Volkner starts with Jolteon, who after one Dragon Breath goes down for a nap. The mighty Raichu is next, and it survives a Dragon Breath, but Signal Beam does absolutely nothing to me at all, which sadly lets me take it out. Luxray is next, and I Dragon Breath it, and once more I get lucky with the critical hits. Finally, it's Electrovive, who takes a Dragon Breath, but can only hit me with Thunder Punch. I return fire with a Mist Ball and get the win. Whilst I was not worried about the Electrovive, I was worried about the mess the other 3 could pose, but hurrah, the badges are all mine. I meet with Jasmine, who gives me the HM for Waterfall. Yep, this game just keeps giving me HMs for free, no challenges needed. I make my way through Victory Road, desperate to power through so I can get to Elite Four as quick as I can. On the way I learn Psychic, which means I can switch this for Mist Ball, as it is a much stronger move and has more PP. I get to the Indigo Plateau and have to face Zwiggo one more time. Once more he starts with Staraptor and he used Psychic, which, wow, okay, gets rid of it in 1. Next is Heracross, which I knew I'd remove it in 1 and I was correct. The monster that is my sister-in-law, Snorlax, is here, and Psychic does about half damage. It does hit me with Crunch, but that only does about a quarter. Another Psychic and I'm able to do the job. Roserade comes out, and as we all know, this was going to be dead in 1. And Polygon hits the field, and Psychic does just below half. And I use a Dragon Breath and get a Paralysis in, and it sticks, letting me finish the job off. Finally, it's Rapidash, who goes out with 1 Surf. And with Zwiggo done, that is the final hurdle left before the Elite Four. However, I need to look at this smartly. Remember, if I lose at any point during this, then everything is for naught and I have to restart, which would kill my time. In reality, it could be the difference between winning and losing. I decide I need a little bit more help, so I do some backtracking and go pick up the TM for Dragon Pulse, which I had the opportunity to get earlier, but forgot, so wasted so much time. I also went back and got some rare candies and a max elixir from the Galactic hideout. Yes, it's a ball ache. Remember, the time I lose here is probably not going to be a waste of time later on. I'm now at the Elite Four at 6 hours and 39, and I really hope I'm ahead of Zwiggo, but I honestly think he's going to be ahead of me. I just need to finish this challenge. The first member of the Elite Four is Sydney. He starts with the Mega, and one Psychic is enough to see it off. Next is Sizor, who was dreading as I have no fire moves to knock it out in one. I just go after it with a Surf, but it's not unable to do enough damage, and it hits me with an X-Sizor, which does so much damage. I am able to get rid of it with another Surf, and now I just need to hold on until the end. The Vesper Queen comes to stop me, but Surf does over half, and her attack order nearly finishes me, but I hold on. I take it out next turn with one more attack. Next is Drapion, who are hit with a newly acquired Dragon Pulse, and it one-shots it, which is fantastic, as that thing can hit me like a truck as well. Heracross, as we've all seen, goes down in one, and that's one battle done, 4 more to go. Big Bertha comes out, and I really wasn't worried about this thanks to Surf. Wishcash is able to survive a Dragon Pulse and heals up, which means I have to use 2 more to see it off. Her next Pokemon is a Glizzor, who goes down in 1 Surf. Hippowdon does not fare much better and goes down with 1 Lick of Water. One of my favourite Pokemon, Rhyperior, was never going to survive an attack from Surf, nor was Golem, who goes down in 1, and that's 2 done in quick succession. See what I mean? That Surf was going to be so handy the moment I obtained it. Flint is third in the list, and again, I really wasn't worried about this due to the old notion, War beats Fire. Surf gets rid of Houndoom, Flareon doesn't like getting wet either and cries off, nor does a Rapidash who fizzles out. Next he sends in Magmortar, who does hold on, but he can only hit me with Flamethrower, which is useless against Drogon, allowing a Shadow Ball to finish him. Finally it is Infernape, who gets smacked with a Psychic, and that is the end of that. That's another battle done, that was never really in doubt. The Elite Four is not so much of a problem to the Eon Pokemon, oh yeah, that's what they're called, due to their move pool allowing them to have a strong advantage in nearly the whole Elite Four, and it's very evident in the final member of the Elite Four, Lucian, who is simply a rip-off of Will from Generation 2. He starts with Mr. Shit, who I'm gladly happy to finish off in 1. Now if you don't know, there are certain Pokemon I loathe, and Mr. Mime is one of them. Have a guess in the comments below at other Pokemon I hate, and if you think, give them some nicknames. Espeon is next thrown into the slaughter, but holds on and throws a Shadow Ball back at me, but it doesn't really do that much, and this is because of Latias' high special defense. Lucian tries to save with a potion, but it doesn't mean anything as it's now open to be finished off. Glade gets smacked around by Dragon Pulse and hits me with a Stone Edge, which gets a crit, which is very worrying. I use Shadow Ball in retaliation and manage to kill it. Alakazam is extremely frail, so 1 Shadow Ball is enough to see it off. Finally it's Bronzorg, and Shadow Ball does not even half to it, and then it starts using Calm Mind, which is not good at all. I go for a Dragon Pulse but still can't finish it. I am able to live a Gyro Ball, but that's my last chance. I go for Shadow Ball again and it goes down, and there goes the bell. Imagine the run ending because of a Bronzorg. The Elite Four are now done, and it is time to fate the laziest champion of them all, Cynthia, who has shown she's done nothing for the land. I can't really see why people buzz off her so much. Before we go in, I use a Max Elixir and bring in the moves Fly and Thunder. They are in reality for 1 Pokemon and 1 Pokemon alone. Here we go, it is time to finish the challenge. She sends out Spiritomb and I hit it with a Dragon Pulse, and she hits me with a Dark Pulse, which I survive, and I take it out with some full restore nonsense. Garchomp is slower than me, which meant it was always going down to a Dragon Breath. Lucaria is the reason I need the Elixir, so I can surf it to about half health. It then hits me with a Stone Edge, but thankfully no critical hits this time, which means another surf can say bye bye to it. Next is the Mega Water Snake, and this is what I was worried about. I use Fly and it uses Mirror Coat back at me, which fails. I have played Pokemon enough to know that the AI will use Mirror Coat on me. When I do land from flying, it hits me with an Ice Beam and I am in so much trouble. I wanted to use Thunder to begin with, but I knew if it wasn't enough damage, I'm going to be dead because of the Mirror Coat, so I had to use the Fly just to get some damage, maybe just if it was a range. I wanted a little bit of chip damage before I hit it for the big Thunder. I do use Thunder next turn, and with the damage from Fly, it is enough to get the kill. Roserade is the next Pokemon out, so I use Fly, which kills it in 1, and finally it's Togekiss, and I have 48 HP left, and I'm sure this is going to be enough. I use Thunder on it, and boom, I get a critical hit to become the Pokemon League champion. But now, I just have to smash that A button as quick as I can to get to my final time. The clock only stops when the Hall of Fame credits comes on. I'm so tempted to press the go 1000% button. Hurry up, yes, load my Pokeballs, yes I am awesome. What's my time? What's my time? 6 hours and 59 seconds. Okay, not as fast as I thought it was going to be. I think the main stumbling block here was the having to grind so much for the first gym and the mess that Cyrus caused me in the Distortion World. Either way, my side of the race is done. So how did I do? As I said, for those who have watched me first, please go watch Zwiggo's side of the race and make sure you give him a sub. And for all those who watched me second, I really hope you enjoyed the race we both put on. It's been a great deal of fun. And also to Zwiggo, thank you very much for accepting the challenge, and maybe we can do one of these again in the future. Until then, I've been HBT, and this has been my Drogon, you beautiful girl. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.